Hey, good morning, Algebra 1, periods 1, 6, and 7. This is Mays coming at you bright and early on a Friday morning with a little video on the Super Dave piano problem that's going to be on your semester test, and it's on your comprehension, check for comprehension. All right, I'm a little disturbed that some of you are ignoring your basic fundamentals of algebra, where you really don't understand what it is you're doing, which leads me to further believe that you're really not doing the homework. You're just copying garbage on the paper and you're turning it in. And when it comes to actually understanding what you're doing, you are sorely lacking. So let me try another example, okay? Here we go. All right, so here we go. We got Super Dave Osborne. He's going to throw a piano up in the air, and the initial height is 96 feet, okay? He's going to throw that piano up into the air at a velocity of 224 feet per second, okay? The piano is going to go up to some height after some time, and then it's going to hit the ground, okay? Now, when it hits the ground, it's 0 feet, okay? Now, the question is two parts. At what time and at what height does the piano reach its maximum? And how long does it take the piano to hit the ground? Okay? So that requires you to find the vertex of the parabola. All right? Now, to find the vertex of the parabola, we have to build the equation. Okay? So you start with h of t is equal to negative 16t squared plus v sub naught t plus s sub naught t, where v sub naught is the initial velocity and s sub naught is the initial height. All right? Now, I give those to you. All you have to do is stick them in. Okay? Ta-da! Now, a is equal to negative 16, b is equal to 224, and c is equal to 96. Now, I'm going to find the vertex, okay? I'm going to find the vertex. The first thing you have to do to find the vertex is you've got to realize that the vertex is on the axis of symmetry. The t value of that axis of symmetry is the time component, or if we were in an xy grid, that would be the x component of the vertex. So in this case, t is equal to negative b over 2a. T is equal to negative 224 over 2 times negative 16. T is equal to 224 over 32. T is equal to 7. The max height occurs in 7 seconds, okay? Because on our little grid over here, time represents the horizontal or the x-axis, and height represents the vertical or the y-axis, okay? All right, so now we know that the time is going to be 7 seconds. To find the height, you put 7 in for t, all right? So the h, the function h, when the t is 7, is equal to negative 16. Put the 7 in for t. 7 squared plus 224 times 7 plus 96. You do all that, you get 880. So the maximum height is 880 feet. So when does it occur, its maximum height? 7 seconds after Super Dave throws it. At what height does it reach? 880 feet. Now, the piano has hit its maximum value. It's on its way down. When will it hit the ground? All right? Now, this is where things change, and this is where you guys are really messing up. Okay? Now, the height when it hits the ground is 0. So put a 0 in. Now you've got 0 is equal to negative 16t squared plus 224t plus 96. All right? Now you could go along and say that a is equal to negative 16 and b is equal to 224 or c is equal to 96. You could do that. You could plug all of that into the quadratic formula, get some ginormous numbers, but you could solve it. You will still get exactly the same answers, but your challenge is in reducing. That will be a nightmare. So let's make it easy on ourselves. Let's see if there is a greatest common factor. All right, now in this case there is. Will there always be? No, there won't always be a greatest common factor. But I'm trying really hard to be nice, okay? So I'm going to divide everything by negative 16, okay? Oh, and actually what I did is I turned mine around. I just multiplied both sides by -1, okay? So I only had to divide by negative 6 or positive 16. If you started here, you divide by negative 16. Either way, you're going to get that. Okay? Now, doesn't that look nicer? I've got t squared minus 14t minus 6 is now equal to 0. Now, I cannot factor that. There are no factors of negative 6 and 1. They're going to give you negative 14. Ain't going to happen. So, a is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 14, and c is equal to negative 6. Now, put those numbers into the quadratic. Clean it up. Simplify. Now, the square root of 220, I took that and I said, okay, is there a square factor in 220? Yes, 220 is 4 times 55. Oh, I can take the square root of 4. Can I take the square root of 55? No, that's 5 times 11. Those are both non-square factors. So I have this now. And then I divide it by 2. So the time it takes from the time Super Dave Osborne throws the piano until the piano goes splat is 2 plus, and notice I ignored the minus sign because time's not going to be negative here, the square root of 55, or about 9.42 seconds. Okay? Now, that is just like your check for comprehension problem. So you guys that are having trouble with this because you're, first of all, there's several of you that are missing the fact that a negative times a negative is a positive, and you're trying to take the square root of a negative number, and you get all kinds of fouled up because you're trying to Google that answer, and Google's going, oh, can't do it. So then you stop and say, no solution. Well, it's because you missed a minus sign, okay? Which is further evidence that a lot of you are just Googling this stuff. All right, so that's kind of what we got here for your check for comprehension. That's kind of what we got here for your semester test problem on this. So please, use your head. Analyze what you have. Put yourself in the problem. Realize what it is that you're trying to do. All right? Think about it. It's called problem solving. Okay, so that's kind of what I got for you. Today is the 29th of May. It's the last day that I would like to accept academic work. Your semester test is posted. Some of you are working on it. Thank you very much. I will continue to take homework through today. I will get that graded. However, if you submit it, like say Monday on, the semester test will take priority. If you turn it in and I have time to grade it, I will grade it. But if I don't, sorry about that. You should have turned it in today. All right, that's all I got for you. There will probably be a few more videos following today to clarify some more questions that you guys are asking, which is fantastic. Keep them coming. And we'll do our best to get them going. But, man, we're bumping time, people. We are bumping time. So that's all I got for you today. So, well, for now. Until next, May's out.